Hello, my peeps. This Algebra Nation video will cover the right side of page 51 and the left side of page 52. Let's get jiggy with it.
Here we go. We're going to talk about lines. Wait. We're going to start with a word problem, okay? Give me a chance, okay? This first one, check it out. I mean, if you look at it, we're going to start with money, okay? Let's do money, something we can all kind of relate to. Okay, let's just rain it all down and whatnot. That's what I want to start with, okay? Lines, the great unknown. So consider the following. Let's say you make $11 every hour you work. If you happen to get called in on a night that you're not working, you get an additional $50 for just coming in. So basically, I want to know, after how many hours you worked, how much money did you earn? That's the relationship here. Hours worked, money earned. So ready? You worked 0 hours. You walk in, how much do you get? Just for walking in, you get how much? $50. Remember, that starts your shift off. You got $50 for just coming in. Now, 1 hour later, how much money did you earn? Well, what would you do? $50 plus, you got $11 for that 1 hour. So you'd say, I got $11 plus 50, which will give me $61. What if you work 2 hours? You can add another 11, but how would you actually calculate that? You'd say, okay, I make $11 an hour and I worked 2 hours. And then I would, of course, add on the 50 that I got for coming in. 11 times 2 is 22. Add 50 and that'll give you $72. And I know you could have just added 11, but what happens when all of a sudden, let's say 3? Okay, we add another 11. We say 11 times 3, right? $11 an hour for 3 hours, and we add 50. So that would be 33 plus 50 is $83. What if you worked 6 hours? How would you figure that out? You're making $11 an hour for 6 hours. I mean, this is money here. I want to know. So you'd say, okay, 11 times 6. Oh, yeah, and I get to add 50 on because I got called in. So let's bring out the calculator for this one. 11 times 6 is 66 plus 50 is $116. What if you had to do a long shift, 10 hours? How would you calculate that? How would you figure out how much money you made? At the end of the night, you're like, how much did I make? Well, I make $11 an hour, and I worked for how long? 10 hours. Oh, yeah, and I also made $50 for just coming in. You can call it in. Okay, 11 times 10 plus 50 gives you $860. There it is again. 11 times 10 plus 50 will give you $160. So basically, what's the pattern? If I told you I'm going to work this many hours, how would you figure it out? You would say 11 times that many hours. Oh yeah, and I got 50 for just coming in. What am I showing you, of course? What am I trying to show you? We've got an X and Y chart, everybody. I'm showing you the equation of a line. Y equals 11x plus 50. We're trying to find a relationship, a linear relationship, a line that represents hours worked, money earned. However many hours you work, you multiply by 11, and then you add 50. And this should look like, of course, that nice equation for a line, y equals mx plus b. So here, our starting point, our y-intercept is 50, and our slope is 11. That's our rate of change. We start with 50, and we go up 11 for every 1 hour we work, like rise over run. You could even figure that out if I just gave you a chart. Again, forget the word problem now. Let's just look at the chart here. Ready? Check it out. Throw it up. All right. We've got hours worked and money earned. The y-intercept would be where? Where x is 0. So on the top of this chart specifically, you'll see the y-intercept. Then remember, slope is change of y over change of x. We go up 11 for the y, and for the x, we go up by 1, and 11 over 1 will give you the slope. That is how we're figuring this all out, and this is how it all kind of relates to a line. So again, a lot of stuff you're going to deal with. Like, let's do another example. Let's say
I thought he said, let's take a brain break. And if you haven't seen one of the most awesome movies ever, Star Wars, Episode 5. Here's the condensed version. Oh, there's Yoda, the little green guy. I think that's where they freeze Han Solo in the carbonite. The bounty hunter, Boba Fett. Luke confronting Darth Vader. I am your father. No! Anyway, if you want to catch the rest of the GIF, check it out here. You only have until 2015 when the next Star Wars comes out. Episode 7. I think Mr. Phillips will have to break out the Stormtrooper outfit and wear it to the midnight preview. Alright, back to work. Boys and girls, please turn your workbook to page 52. Ding!
You want to lose some weight. You go on a diet and start losing on average 3 pounds each week. So that's the scenario. So what do you start with? Week 0, I start, how much do I weigh? I weighed 200 pounds. How about a week later? This trend, happens. I lose 3 pounds a week. How much do I weigh? I lost 3 pounds. 200 minus 3, right? 200 minus 3 would give you 197 pounds. Let's say 2 weeks later. How do you figure it out? You subtract another 3. Or you would say, okay, well, 3 times 2, I lost 6 pounds. Now I would subtract that from 200. I would subtract it from 200, give me 194. After 3 weeks, yeah, you lose another 3 pounds, right? But to calculate it, you would say 3 pounds a week, and after 3 weeks, I lost 9 pounds. I would take that 9 pounds and subtract from 200 to get 191. Because you don't want to keep on subtracting 3, subtracting 3. The numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger. After 5 weeks, how many pounds did you lose? You're losing 3 pounds a week. You're losing 3 pounds a week for 5 weeks. So you lost 15 pounds. So take 200 minus 15, and you get 185. Now you can't keep doing this forever, but for right now, we're going to keep on going. Let's say you actually continue this for 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, 3 times 8, that'd be 24, and you would subtract it from 200, which gives you, of course, let's see, 200 minus 24, just in case, 200 minus 24 will give you 170. So basically, you start off with 200, and you're losing 3 pounds each week. That's how we're getting the line here. Of course, you probably might see it switched around to negative 3x plus 200 to get it to look more like y equals mx plus b. So this is the start of those equations. And again, if I just gave you the chart, you don't have to figure anything out, just gave you the chart, you would see the y-intercept is when x is 0, there we go. It's not always the top of the chart, don't fall for that. It's where it's 0, that's your y-intercept. Find other things above it, don't fall for that. And then I'm going down 3 and going up 1. So negative 3 over 1 is my slope because I'm losing 3 pounds each week. And that'll work for any combination. Check this out. Here I actually go down by 6. Oops. But is it an oops? Here I went up 2. Negative 6 over 2 still gives me a slope of negative 3. It'll still be the same. That's how you can find, of course, y equals mx plus b. I gave you the chart. The b is your y-intercept, and rise over run, or change of y over change of x, is your slope. Those are the important equations on the bottom of this page. You have your slope formula on your reference sheet. You have your point slope form we'll be discussing in another video on your reference sheet. We just talked about y equals mx plus b, and do make sure you can recognize organized standard form. So again, lines. We're going to have a lot of videos with these. You got to take your time. Make sure you understand a lot of stuff does go into a real world setting, but at the same time, you have to make sure you can go ahead and